Hi, welcome to Emotions in Motion Tip of the Week. This week I want to talk to you about active listening. It's a brilliant way to understand and connect with your kids more, which in turn goes on to help build their confidence. Now, I think we can all claim that we listen. The difference is though, are we actively listening? You know, when the kids come home from school, they're yabbering away 10 to the dozen in your ear, and you're trying to unpack the car, or get the kids in the car, or get shopping out of the car, or making dinner. Any number of things could be happening when you come home. And there the kids are, and it's effectively as though if you were to imagine that somebody has got their back turned to you while you're talking to them. You know, you've got an amazing story to share, you come home from work, and imagine if your husband, partner, friend stood listening to you with their back to you and their arms folded. That's effectively the same thing, because while you're busy doing something else, you're not actually listening to what your kids have got to say. Now again, I know this can be difficult because you've got a million and one things on. So my suggestion for active listening, first of all, is allocate time to it. One of the best times that you can do this is at dinner at night. So sit down to the table together and give each of your children time to tell you about what's happened in their day. Time to relay stories, what's happened at school, what's happened with friends, what they did at brownies, anything like that. It's a great time to let them share their day with you and yours with them. Because don't forget, when you're showing them the way with regard to listening, then they will do you the same courtesy because they're learning from you. So if you sit down together at the table, or after school sit down at the breakfast bar or on the sofa, whatever your allocated time is, but then actively listen. And to do this means not doing anything else, just sitting, listening. And the other key thing as well is, before you start preparing a response to what they're saying, take in everything that they're telling you. It's really easy for us when somebody else is talking to start preparing our rebuttal, or preparing a bit of teaching that we want to give them, or something like that. Whereas actually, if we just sit and listen and take it all in, you might find that the answer that you were preparing, or the question that you're preparing, isn't actually necessary. The other thing that's really good about active listening is to ask questions. So, you know, imagine when your child's explaining to you about something that happened in the playground today, and they were playing with their friends, and such said something to so-and-so. You know, imagine yourself there. Imagine yourself in your child's shoes. You know, what kind of things would be going through your head while that's happening? And ask them the questions about what they felt, what they heard, what they saw. Get involved in the kinesthetics of that activity that they're talking about. Because it's amazing what little tidbits you can find out when you actually listen, properly listen. And quite often it's the things that they wouldn't have otherwise told you. When you start asking some basic questions about their little story, and you're giving them some feedback, or you're getting involved in the conversation, they'll start to tell you more. And that's when you find out the real tidbits about what your child's like, what's going on, who's being horrible to who. And they're the kind of things then where you can give your children learning points and let them know how to deal with different situations. There's a brilliant quote, I believe it's by the Dalai Lama, but there's been a couple of disputes against that. But it's, when you talk, you're only repeating what you already know. But when you listen, you may learn something new. I think that's a great quote. And I think it's something that's worth bearing in mind, especially with our children, because as I said, it builds up a brilliant connection with your kids, and it helps them feel confident about being able to speak to you, about being able to speak to others, and, you know, starts allowing them some support to question the world around them. So that's the listening tip for this week. is take some time out every day, and it's only a few minutes every day, to really listen to your kids and hear what they're saying to you. Have a great week, have lots of fun together, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care, bye.